Betty Davis has a chilling, dark secret tomorrow.
This is the news station, WNEP 16.
Good evening. They met face-to-face and talked contract tonight.
Both sides in the Nanticoke School District area labor dispute had been negotiating since 7 tonight. Night Beat reporter Bob Costantini is live now in Nanticoke. Bob, what is the latest?
Nolan, they met for about 4 hours here at the Luzerne County Community College Conference Center. And once again, I'm sorry to report that nothing much has been decided. The two sides are very much apart, apparently. The teachers were so angry after this negotiating session that none of them would talk to us live. But with me now live is Joe Michelonis, one of the negotiators for the school board. Joe, why are the teachers so angry coming out of this session? What went on there tonight?
Well, we upped our offer by $64,000 over 3 years. It was a probe, not an offer. And they refused it. They're a little teed off because they claim we had offered a RIF clause, which is totally inaccurate. It seems that they really don't want to settle this thing. They want to carry it on, and they just want to keep harming the kids and harming the education system in the city. We upped our probe to $1,300 a year for the next 3 years, and they refused it. They came back where they wanted us to put in a contract that if a teacher was laid off or a teacher retired, the money would be given to the association to do whatever they wanted to it as far as salaries, and we totally rejected that probe. So right now, as far as the board's concerned, the teachers just don't give a damn about what happens in Nanticoke. They're not concerned about education.
All right, thank you, Joe. Thank you very much. Well, again, there's no progress here tonight after 4 hours of negotiations. There will be no school tomorrow in Nanticoke because the school board has taken the teachers to court on a contempt of court charge regarding the injunction last year that prevented the teachers from striking. As you know, the teachers have carried on some selective strikes. Bob Costantini, live with the Instacam in Nanticoke.
And Newswatch 16 continues with a way to put some people back to work.
And Mike Stevens heads to Nittany Ridge in Center County. He'll get a closer look at a trade that's centuries old. Stay with us.
Hey, Joe!
There's new hope tonight for those of you who are unemployed and live in Lycoming County. In this exclusive report, Newswatch 16's Craig Stevens tells us about a new training program where the jobless could go to school to learn new jobs.
This welding student at the Williamsport Area Community College will probably find a job when he graduates. Soon he and other students may be joined in the workshop by unemployed people back to school to find jobs. The college is trying to put together an education program aimed at training unemployed people whose jobs are gone forever for new jobs in a different field.
A large number of the people who are unemployed today have lost their jobs because their field has changed. There's been a change in the environment, and they're now thrust out into a market where it's very competitive, and they might not have the skills to meet the new needs that are emerging in industry.
By training unemployed people in fields where jobs are available, like high-tech, secretarial, and service jobs, more people might find work.
We're especially concerned with a large number of unemployed people in north central Pennsylvania. We see this new program as a definite measure of being able to combat what is a very serious problem, and we think it's going to be an important role for us to play.
To get the program started could require some help in terms of dollars from the federal government. WAC would also teach the classes at night when classrooms are empty. The whole idea is in the thinking stages now. It should be finalized, complete with screening requirements before Thanksgiving. If the program's a success, it should help unemployed people find jobs, and it'll also create new jobs right here at WAC because more teachers will be needed to train the additional students. Craig Stevens, Newswatch 16, Williamsport.
Trying to protect children from fires. That's what the Hanover Township Fire Chief is trying to do. Chief Johannes held a seminar today at a private schoolhouse in the township. 60 kids between 1.5 years and 5 years old were told the obvious, not to play with matches, but they were also taught what to do if their clothes catch fire, how to call their fire department, and they found out how a smoke alarm works. It's all part of Fire Prevention Week, and it's hoped the kids will know exactly what to do in case of a fire.
Teachers in Nanticoke won't be in their classrooms tomorrow. Because of their selective strikes, they'll be in the court tomorrow answering contempt of court charges. The school district says that the teachers are breaking a court order by staging the selective strikes. The teachers say the court order has run out. It looks like tonight on the Eastern Airlines, that Eastern Airlines jets will be continuing to fly. The airline and its 5,800 flight attendants have reached a tentative agreement averting a midnight strike. It could take several weeks to ratify the new agreement, but union officials are optimistic that it will be approved. Details of the agreement are being withheld tonight. Our meteorologist, Tom Clark, coming up next.
And he'll have a mixed bag, a little bit of rain, a little bit of sun.
16 Sports Final Friday on Newswatch 16 Update.
Plans for a shelter in Scranton for homeless women have hit a temporary snag. The Diocese of Scranton had wanted to house homeless women at the rectory of the Church of the Nativity of Our Lord on Orchard Street. But some people living near the proposed shelter site are upset over those plans. So for the time being, the diocese will put women up in hotels. And if officials find a big demand in Scranton for a permanent shelter for women, they'll try again on Orchard Street. Meanwhile, plans for a shelter for homeless men in Scranton are still on for Jefferson Avenue.
Well, it might be a night where a lot of us will have to have shelter. Let's find out about what the weather is like. Tom, how about it out there?
Nolan and Karen, the rain has ended for the moment in the backyard. Most of today's rain has now shifted north across New York State, and outside now actually some shades of blue overhead. But I'm going to be talking about more rain coming in by Friday after we have a look at the temperature in this backyard. It is mild now. Look at this, 65 degrees outside now. The humidity is way up there. Look at that, close to 83%. The air cannot hold much more water vapor at that point. The winds east to 12. Barometer is falling 30.12 inches. Our high today was 65. That's close to the normal of 64. The low last night dropped down to 56. Actually, temperatures last night held steady. Records 86 and 26 for this date, and they still stand. That view there is from our front yard here at the Channel 16 studios in Avoca. Low, ragged stratocumulus clouds. Look at the Newswatch 16 color satellite picture with me. Still a lot of cloudiness along the eastern seaboard. Warm, moist, humid air coming in off the ocean again today, and it continues at this hour. The air outside your window now actually was 2 days over the ocean last Monday, so it's moving ashore. A lot of heavy rain as well. Close to an inch fell in Baltimore last night, and close to an inch fell this afternoon up in New York City. We had about 2/10 of an inch of rain here in this backyard. 72 the high in Philadelphia today. That air is moving up towards northeastern Pennsylvania, and we will be in the low 70s here tomorrow, it looks like. But take a look at this here, a leading edge of colder air coming in. Behind it, some snow. 4 inches of snow fell this morning up there in Grand Forks, North Dakota. A lot of slippery highways up that way. And just to the east in International Falls, Minnesota, a record low of 23 degrees this morning. But the coldest temperature in the nation today was out in Alamosa, Colorado, 19 degrees. So colder air will be coming in on Friday, but this is our next big threat of rain here coming in tomorrow night. Here's our forecast for this night. A little bit of rain and drizzle will redevelop later on tonight. Most of the evening, though, will be dry. There will be some fog in the Pocono Mountains tonight, 64 in Einan. And why not sunshine on a day like today? That's just outside of Chickasha in Luzerne County. The low tonight about 64 degrees where it is now. 65 in Lehighton, 66 in Shamokin Dam, and the low tonight out in Williamsport, 64 degrees. Temperatures holding steady overnight tonight. Now tomorrow it's going to be a warm and muggy day. Kind of tropical in the sensation with humidity and warm temperatures. A shower is possible. Most of the day it will not be raining. Look at these highs. 72 in Fleetville and Lackawanna County, 73 in Sugar Notch, 73 in Mahanoy City, and out in Warrensville just north of Williamsport, 71 degrees. Above normal temperatures, very high humidities coming tomorrow reflect our Health Watch forecast as such. Reflexes and aches and pains and mood about average tomorrow, but your ability to concentrate will be low because of those warm temperatures tomorrow. Maybe two heads better than one. tomorrow. Now, mild 64 the low tonight. Warm, and then some rain coming in tomorrow night. Maybe a little bit of thunder and lightning, and some of the rain could be heavy tomorrow night as the cold front pushes on through. 73 Wilkes-Barre, Scranton tomorrow. Now Friday, behind the front, it will be turning cooler. The high about 60. Falling temperatures late in the afternoon. A shower is possible. Saturday and Sunday, some sunshine both days. Comfortably cool. Down in Baltimore now, it is cloudy. For the game tonight, Karen and Nolan, I see cloudy skies, hardly any rain, near 70 degrees. So better than last night.
70 degrees. Karen says she's ready for pina coladas on the update tonight.
Okay.
You said tropical, so I'm ready.
Let's do it. Okay.
Okay, Tom. Newswatch 16 continues with Joe Zone and Sport.
I'm Mike Stevens. Join me on the Pennsylvania Road on Newswatch 16.
He'll get $1,000 a week for the rest of his life. A Scranton man, Richard Costa, has been verified a winner in the current Pennsylvania Instant Lottery. Costa bought his ticket at the main cut rate in Scranton. He's the 14th Cash for Life winner in the current game, which runs till November 15th. The state says there are 28 winning tickets out there somewhere, placed among the instant tickets, now on sale.
Well, I know I don't have one.
Now we can buy the main cut right all to himself, right? Wow, that's
World
nice.
Series, Game 2.
Yeah, we think there's going to be a Game 2. Even if they play tonight, and we aren't positive they will, but if they do, it's going to be wet, sloppy. It's going to be a messy baseball game tonight. It has been raining hard all day in Baltimore. This morning, the field, according to a groundskeeper, looked like Lake Erie. The game is still on. They may not decide until game time whether to postpone. Now, if it is postponed, they'd play tomorrow instead. That was a scheduled off day with games 3, 4, and 5 in Philadelphia. Our Tim Karlson is in Baltimore. He has a look at what to expect tonight if they do get Game 2 going.
So the Phillies put Game 1 of the 1983 World Series in their back pocket, so now they have the home field advantage back. We talked to the Phillies about that home field advantage and whether it'll mean anything in this World Series.
Who knows? You know, you really don't care when you're playing the World Series. The fans here in Baltimore, I'm sure, play a big part in the team's success. You know, everything's close here, and it's American League ballpark. I don't know, the first of a best of 7 is not as important as the best when you win the first one in a 3 of 5. The only thing is we only have to win 3 out of the next 6, and they got to win 4.
Hey, I'd rather be 1-0 than 0-1 because that really puts the must game in the air tomorrow night for Baltimore because they don't want to go down in Philadelphia down 2 games to nothing. So I guess it's a little early, but I'd have to say right now we're in a little bit of a driver's seat, especially because tomorrow night's game, the next game after that is Carlson.
So the Phillies have to feel pretty good about winning Game 1 of the 1983 World Series, with Game 2 coming up and Charlie Hudson going for the Phils, Mike Boddicker going for the Orioles. It's one the Phillies would like to take home in their back pocket and have a 2-games-to-none edge with 3 games coming up at the Bet. Tim Karlson, Newswatch 16 Sports at Memorial Stadium in Baltimore.
Lots of talk about high school football this weekend. Pottsville, Berwick, Wyoming area, Honesdale, Prep, Dunmore. But don't forget about the big one in the Suburban, our 12th-ranked team, Honesdale. They're 5-0 against our 15th-ranked team, Bishop O'Hare. Also 5-0 showdown for first place in the Suburban. It's Friday night. You can see the scores and the results on the Super 16 Sports Final. That's all of it. Give tonight your best shot. See you after the game.
Okay.
Be optimistic and think baseball.
Thataway. And we'll be up next with Pennsylvania on the road. Mike Stevens taking us to Center County.
And Mike meets up with some guys who try to teach a young'un some old tricks.
How high will you try? $16,000 can be yours weekdays at 4.
While traveling the Pennsylvania road, Mike Stevens found some folks in Center County who think fame and fortune may await anyone who would just like to do some digging.
Man, they just keep going.
Now, you might wonder what Russ Spiker and Andy Bilger are doing. Well, what they're doing is dowsing, looking for water, or whatever, underground.
Oh, I was over there at a sawmill one time, and a fellow by the name of Orville Snare, he was there, and he said he could divine for water, and I laughed at him, and he said, well, I'll show you.
So Orville showed Andy, and one thing led to another.
I tried to stick it and wouldn't do anything, and I told him again he was crazy, and the stick didn't work, and I kept practicing, and next day it started to work for me. It's been working ever since. That's about 35 years ago.
For Russ and Andy, there have been a couple hundred wells since, and Andy claims there wasn't a dry one in the lot. But here atop Nittany Mountain, these fellows think they've divined their biggest strike yet. Why, hardly a foot goes by that Andy's stick doesn't bend or Russ's wires don't flap.
Could be oil, could be a big mineral deposit, it could be a big lake of water. It's one of the three, and it's big, whatever it is. It's about...
Now, mind you, Nittany Mountain is about 1,900 feet up, but Andy and Russ think a wildcatter wouldn't need to go down too far to find out what's underneath.
It's all through here.
Right about now, I'll bet you're thinking, sure, two guys with sticks able to find water, maybe oil. Well, there's a lot of folks swear by it.
I guess you're like a radio. And when you seem to hit the water, it turns you on.
If you try to hold back Andy's stick, you'll get some resistance. But if you try to do what they do, it doesn't always work. It did not work for me.
Yeah, change the channel. I guess he's dead, Bud.
Just a burnout.
He's all burned out. You need a recharge. All reporters get that way after a while, burned out.
Well, years from now, someone may hit oil or water or whatever here. I suppose that'll be the only way to know for sure if Russ and Andy's divining really works. I'll keep you posted. I'm Mike Stevens, Newswatch 16 on the Pennsylvania Road in Spring Township.
He sure has fun, hasn't he? That's Newswatch 16 for this Wednesday.
Be sure to join us tonight on The Update when we'll find out about the latest battle against the taxman and tailor.
Plus, we're also working on a story on how hunters can prevent medical problems from happening when they're out in the woods.
ABC's World News Tonight is next.
And we'll see you after the game.